Podcast. What it do?
Yo, we in the building, baby. What's up?
Y'all see what we got, man. Big dog, big Hollywood.
Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Welcome to the Lakers, dog.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You see that? You see what it is, man.
You know
Shout out my nigga Brown, man.
Hey, man, let's get it started, man. We got the big homie. You seen him roasting. You seen him on Def Comedy Jam. You seen him on Empire, bringing through his own show, his own media, his own platforms. One of the funniest dudes, straight up representing out of Detroit, man. We got Chris C.P. Powell. Was good, brother.
Yo. What's up, man?
So look,
I'm happy to be here, man.
So good. Look, I was picking with him when I scooped him. I automatically picked I seen the LeBron James jersey,
right?
Yeah.
And I had to know, like, is this a recent conversion?
Oh no,
or was the homies?
No.
Is it the Kobe?
I got all the LeBron James jerseys. First of all, you know what I'm saying. So I was watching the high school games back in '02. You know what I'm saying, '03. Like, man, this nigga about to be the nigga. I had me out there hooping. You know what I'm saying, not sweet, but I was hooping. And this little nigga had crossed me over. I sprained my ankle, and it kind of ruined my career a little bit. It was wet right there though. That's what niggas don't understand.
Did you really ever have a career in basketball? Keep it all the way 100.
Like at the IM, you know what I'm saying, in college, like, I was like, nigga, I show up to the court, I stretch, niggas be whispering like, there you go, right there. And then, you know what I'm saying,
that's the fifth pickup.
It'd be like a little kid, you know what I'm saying. He'd be like, hey, mister. I turn around, he have his little ball. He'd be like, sign my ball. I sign a nigga ball. He look at me like, a dream I be. Here's me to hoop and roast like I was CP. Cause I be out there hooping there. I be like, look at this nigga's shoes, man. And niggas will fall off the roast. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just my little finesse way I used to do it, man. I was a legend. I was like, it was like, you know, you know what I'm saying? I'm sweeter without the ball. I was always better off the ball, moving. Set the little pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I set the front pick with the sound. But then a nigga think I'm finna stop right there because I hit him with the stop sound. Yeah, you think a nigga finna stop when he hit, but I keep going. Yeah, and they keep going. You know what I'm saying? Niggas was hitting off the hezzy. Bam, I'm staying to the left. A lot of layups came out. They had like a 92-point game one time.
It was some good players that came out of Detroit.
Me, Jalen Rose, like C Webb. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think it was a couple more legends, but like for the most part, like them three being the staple.
Indeed.
So, yeah.
Okay.
So let's take us back, man. Detroit. We were building earlier. You were talking about your grandfather.
Yeah.
And basically this is something that is a part of you.
Yeah, man. So it's crazy, right? Like, people always talk about like the roasting. Like just some history. I've been roasting, man. When I was at Michigan State, we used to meet in the barbershop on Saturday with the football team, like the Michigan State football team, and whoever they had felt like was roasting that good that week would come up. We put money down and go at it, like have like battles with these. I'm like little as hell, these big ass monster ass niggas. And so roasting is like, I feel like I was born to roast though. And so when people say like, oh man, you a good roaster, it'd be weird. It's one of them compliments that it's like I be feeling guilty about because I'm so good at it, but I feel like it's a deeper meaning to it. Like, okay, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you, right? So look, all right, this is the story, right? And this is like factual. So like my grandfather's father moved my family from Mississippi to Detroit in like 1948 to work on some of the infrastructure downtown. It was building a lot of buildings downtown, Tunnel to Canada, that kind of stuff. It was like crews working on that stuff. My grandfather was one of those. During that time, a lot of black people in the North who came from the South were still used to racism a little bit. So, just instinctively, they kind of grouped together. Right. So, like, all the different construction crews downtown, the black guys would have lunch in, like, this one yard together, right? My great-grandfather, they used to do this shit called the dozens, right? And that was, like, what roasting was back then. My great-grandfather was, like, a legend in Detroit. He's, like, one of the best roasters, for all of the construction crews. Everybody knew him. Everybody wanted to meet up with him in the yard. They come in with their best joke. And they was doing, like, the way my grandfather explains it to me, because I never met him. The way that my grandfather explained it to me, it was like the Dolomite style, like, you look like you was bathed in your mother's piss. You know what I'm saying? Like, weird, back then that shit was hitting though.
Right.
And, I just remember them telling me how he died very frustrated, just feeling like, he just was good at something that wasn't beneficial to him. And then, he passed away. And then I was born. Actually, I was born a little bit before he passed away. I met him. He held me, but I never.
Right.
And then, you know, for me to be, I've been this good since I was like in 4th grade. Like it's not like roasting with grown-ups. Like, you know, I was that kid. My mom would come downstairs and, you know, or tell me to come downstairs and they down there playing cards and she'd be like, talk that shit. And I'm you know what I'm saying, roasting the shit out of adults. And niggas want to hurt me. And
I was
I'm a
about to
little
say,
kid.
did anybody want to smack the shit out you?
Man, dog, you know, I always had more mouth than muscles. You know what I'm saying? I was always that nigga. So like, you know, I had to scrap a couple times. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
like,
right.
you know, it's just, I remember my dad put me in martial arts when I was younger. Cause he was like, man, somebody gonna beat the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I had to use it a couple times. You know, but I'm not like that though. Like a lot of times, like when I roast with my niggas, and then, you know, I think that honestly, my niggas be in marvel of the shit that I could say. And it's always been like that, even all through high school. It was like, nigga, one of my niggas, Fat Kurt, you know, and, you know, we was on the debate team together, and we, you know, roast all day. But all the fat jokes you can imagine I hit this nigga with. You know what I'm saying? So he's just like, nigga, I can't believe you taking it farther and farther. Like, he like, nigga, I can't even fuck with you now. I'm like, nigga, you couldn't fuck with me then. You know what I'm saying? You know, like, nigga, fuck you thought this was.
I thought I heard all of your mama jokes. You still got hundreds of those?
Yeah, but that's whack though. See, that's where to get your ass beat is fucking with, cause you don't know who mama on what. You know what I'm saying? That's like, I learned real quick. Like, nigga, that's why your mama. Boom. All right, cool. So what about you? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's like you just don't fuck around with a nigga mama.
So like, can you be a successful comedian without being naturally funny?
Yeah, niggas is out here doing it right now. You know, and I think that being funny is subjective. It's first of all, so, you know, everybody's funny because everybody understands what funny is. We all mimic what we think funny is, and then, you know, our funny comes from embellishing on that and adding to it, right? But a nigga would never be on purposely funny in a way that he didn't think was funny, because then that's not fun. Then you a part of the joke. You're not in on the joke. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, and I think that you know, yeah, like for example, one of my homeboys, one of my close homeboys, right? He don't want to get on stage. I think he's hilarious, but I also think that I could give this nigga 15 minutes of material that I don't use anymore, and then I could bring that nigga on the road with me, and he could just do stand up because anybody could take the funniest 15 minutes of shit that they ever said and really kind of convey it. And we seeing that. People are practicing at home and they filming that, and then they getting famous because people are falling in love with the process of watching these people grow and be funny. It's a new thing. You never saw that. You never saw people grow they funny. People just came out the house funny. And now we seeing people in the house doing stuff. And, you know, the biggest part about internet comedy is the relatability. If you notice, most of the successful internet comics, they come from a standpoint of, can't you relate to this? Don't you do this? Right. Don't you hate, you know, and it's all that because, you know, the community is coming together more, meaning that we in everybody's house. If I follow you on Instagram, I'm in your crib.
Pretty much.
You know what I'm saying? And so now it's like, you know, there are these people who can mimic life and start to make fun of life situations, and then that's a lane. You know, and then that becomes there's a funny in that. And then that has been clumped into stand-up comedy. Stand-up comedy has always been above that, though. Highbrow comedy. No matter how you want to slice it, it's always been above that realm of not only like relatability, but now I'm going to tell you a story about that, knowing that you can relate to that, so that I know you will follow this story and follow this joke. Like, that's what your great comedians, that's what separates them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, can you be a comedian without being naturally funny? Yes, you can, because, you know, people aren't naturally buff. People aren't naturally playing the piano. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, as you go along, you will learn. But your savants, the ones that, you know, like, this been pure in me. So I never worry about who's funnier than me or who going to, because I don't think they can. Like, I really don't think they can, because of where I'm, you know, I have a unlimited thing of where I can go to, and it's not cocky, but it's like, you gotta come see me live, and then you'll know.
Wow. So I had a question for you.
What's up?
All right, so been doing my little research, and I know you're a writer.
Mm-hmm.
As you're writing, do you feel like you have entered a new world when you're writing? Are you in a different world while you're writing?
What's crazy is, we all have different processes. Like, I'm starting to really get into a lot of character work, right? Like, I've done like a lot of prosthetic work. I didn't put the white face on. I didn't put the fat suit on. I'm really, really interested in that, but it scares me because, even when I do Reggie Bo, even when I do Lionel, even when I do Stain, it's like I can feel these people. Like Reggie Bo got a soul, like
Reggie
that I
Bo
don't
my
have
shit.
to. I don't have to worry about what he's gonna say next,
Right.
Because that's him. Shout out to Reggie Bo, man.
Reggie Bo.
That's him. It's something special in that. That it's funny, man. Like I remember, I did JFL last year, and that's just for last festival. I did like the Nasty show. I was on there with like Jim Jeffries and Andrew Schultz and Bobby Lee, Big J Okerson, a host of people, legends. And so they entered me into the international roast battle, right? So I'm, it's like a roast battle for the world. So I think I roasted against this black. So like I was kind of like, dang, the first person that they put me up against was a black woman though from America. So it's America versus America, and it's a black woman, and she's a bigger black woman. She ain't fat, but she like she's bigger. You know what I'm saying? Like like
so the jokes was getting ready.
Well, that's the thing. I'm walking around the hotel. People coming up to me like, man, she came up to us saying like she nervous about roasting it, as she should be. Like, bro, this is what I do. I didn't come here to fuck around.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And she nervous, and it's like, man, and I'm like, damn, it doesn't help me to roast like how I'm gonna roast a black heavier woman from America.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, man, this is on an international stage.
Right.
Like, dog, it's just not gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny, but you got these white people, these French Canadians, all these motherfuckers that are gonna be laughing at her, and I'm gonna be a part of that. And I'm like, fuck, it just don't feel right. Put me against one of these white boys, one of these other motherfuckers, whatever. So I call my managers. I'm like, yo, I got an idea. I'm like, I brought Reggie Bo with me. I'm gonna take Reggie Bo out on stage. I'm gonna let Reggie Bo roast her, because Reggie Bo would do anything. Right?
My God.
And they was like, CP, that's two things. It's fucking genius and it's crazy. I'm like, I know. And it's like, fuck it, we gonna see what happens. And so I take Reggie Bo out there, and the roasting, I was like, there's a thin line between being fat and being grossly obese. Coincidentally, that thin line is her ass crack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, it was like, man, like, somebody told me that this young lady had lost a little weight, and she lost it quick. And I just automatically assumed that she had lost her leg to diabetes. You know what I'm saying? like just destroying her. But it's Reggie Bo. So she could laugh, they could laugh. Yeah. So, Jeff Ross is like, what the fuck? This is crazy. Howie Mandel, who owns the festival, is like, yo, this is genius, right?
I say that's genius all the way
Two
around.
white dudes, though, right? Couple niggas came up to me. Man, why the fuck would you do that? I'm like, what you mean?
Always
why the fuck would you do that, man? I'm like, what you talking about, bro? They're like, man, you brought a puppet out? I'm like, nigga, first of all, don't say that about that nigga. But second of all,
he's not a puppet.
I'm like, bro.
Deal, yeah.
I'm like, bro, you don't even understand what I just did. See, bro, you gotta understand. Sometimes you gotta have the balls to put your shit right there, and then let them catch up 2 years later and be like, oh shit, like that's the move.
Damn right.
And it was like people that come to me like, hey man, I just wouldn't have did that if I were you. I'm like, motherfucker, like that's why you not me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, bro, I feel like the audience, people who love comedy deserve for comedians to love it enough that much to be able to take it to the next level, or at least die trying to do that. You know what I'm saying? And so to me, it's like, you know, I laugh at niggas like that. I'm like, man, you know, it's like, bro, you never gonna be a legend if that's what you worried about.
Why is black comedy so divided these days? Like, I look online, it's like everybody beefing. If you work with this person won't rock with you. This person beefing with this one on, and it's just, I don't see that with white comics. And it might happen. Like I seen Joe Rogan run up on Carlos Mancini one time, but I mean, it just seemed like black comedy is so much beef.
Man, I'm gonna tell you
Is that
something.
what sells?
Nah, that don't sell, man. That shit look bad. You know, it look as bad as it look.
That's what I
Just
thought.
just like it look bad to y'all, you know, it looks as bad as it is. But I'm gonna tell you this, you know, beefing and broke is in the same side of the dictionary, right? It's like, you know, I think that the people who have the power to put the power in people's hands, from what I've seen, have not been sharing the information. Coincidentally, you know, you ever pick up some game from somebody else conversation?
Mm-hmm.
I remember when I was working on Empire, I heard this nigga Malik Yoba tell my nigga Chris Lofton that it's 1,000 ways to get on. I was just a little nigga on there. That nigga, nobody was talking to me, which I'm glad. You see how them motherfuckers turned out. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I'm saying that I was just a fly on the wall. But I heard him tell my nigga Chris Lofton, shout out to my nigga Chris Lofton, Ballers, everything that nigga doing, killing it. But I heard him tell him that, and I don't give a fuck who I hear say what. If the game is cold, I need it. Mm-hmm. And I heard him say, he's like, man, it's 1,000 ways to get on in this business. 1,000. And when I stepped back and thought about it, I'm like, man, he right. And I feel like a lot of black comics are not realizing, it's like everybody's trying to bottleneck into the same stage, the same lane, the same. And I think that the ones that you see that aren't beefing with nobody, that are happier dudes who doing their thing, or happier ladies who doing their thing, are the ones who have realized that, let me just get out this bottleneck and go in this cup. Let me get up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, I think that people be fighting against their own success because they have their idea. You know, like, you know, people ask me, you know, like jokingly, like, man, Reggie Bo blew up before you. I'm like, well, nigga, Reggie Bo ain't got no bank account. So it's like, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what's up. Yeah. You know, that's what's up. I appreciate that. I did that. That's from my brain. It's like, ain't no Reggie Bo without me. And it's like, that's, you know.
That's some hating shit.
But it's like, but that's the thing though, bro. It's like, you know, it's so easy to tear down a house that ain't really built tight. Like, nigga, I'm, you know, like, you know, my parents is supportive of me. Right. Like, nigga, I was getting comedy albums for Christmas when I was 9 years old. Richard Pryor, you know, smoking, live and smoking. The one where he was talking about sucking dick. I'm asking my dad, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I'm watching Eddie Murphy Raw and, you know, Tommy Davis and Illin in Philly. Like, niggas was playing Nintendo, nigga. When I went to Blockbuster on the weekend, I was renting specials. Like, that was what I did. So, you know, I've been wanting to be this. My mom used to come home from the comedy clubs at night and wake me up and tell me who bombed before I even saw these niggas' faces. I never knew who they were. Oh, this nigga named so-and-so bombed. She's like Tony Brown. It was the dude named Downtown Tony Brown. He was really good. And so then I got on and I'm meeting these niggas and they like, oh, I'm like, nigga, I've been knowing you since before you even understood that a nigga my age knew who the fuck you was.
Right.
My mom was like, yeah, when somebody bomb at this one club, they shake the keys. And so so-and-so got the keys, shook on him. And I'm just listening like, dang, all right, mom, for sure, I'm going to go back to bed. Like, this is what I wanted to be. All I wanted to be was one of them niggas. It's very pure. All I wanted to be was one of them niggas. Who at the comedy club? Shit, CP, Kool-Aid. But that was my dream, to be in that ranks. So I feel like what I gave to the game was everything. Right. Every idea that I could think of, every way that I could. So when you say I'm a writer, bro, it's like, you know, that sought me out. And then I just didn't turn it down. I just took advantage of the opportunity. I'm like, oh, I bet. Y'all want me to write? Okay, I'll write. The next thing you know, I'm writing on Detroiters. Next thing you know, I'm writing on Black Jesus. Next thing you know, you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, writing my own shit, producing my own shit. The game is just so just, bro. This ain't no different than the gym. It ain't no different than all these things where it's like you see the results. You know who been in the gym because the nigga big. You know what I'm saying? Like flat out. You
got titties, man.
You know this nigga been in the gym because he big. You know what I'm saying? Like and that's just it.
He got titties now though.
Oh man, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look though. So look, doing
people don't understand. Nigga titties be still strong. You know what I'm saying? Like, niggas, them ain't no bitch titties. You know what I'm saying? Like that nigga ain't finna be like, I need some help opening this Pepsi. I need somebody to open it. He ain't the nigga that said that. Go ahead, my bad.
Nah, you good, bro. So look, during your time on Empire, were you ever approached to participate in any armed robberies outside of Subway shops? Talk to us.
Hell no, man. You know what's crazy? That nigga Jesse was like a cool nigga. Like, in comparison, he was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga didn't have no ego about himself or none of that, you know? It's unfortunate that, you know, this whole thing is blowing up. Because sometimes we do shit. Can you imagine if one of your little bullshit ass lives spent out of control?
Ooh, man.
Like, imagine if the nigga just didn't want to go to work that Monday. He wanted to do some gay shit, run around, and have him a little gay day off. He like, I'm going to just say I got my ass beat at the Subway. And then, you know, but then that shit blew up. He had to keep the lie going.
The gay Tupac, man.
He fuck around with his side nigga. He got to keep the fucking whole shit going. And now he finna go to jail. Because this nigga was like, I got beat up at the Subway.
I don't feel like it was a well thought out.
Of course
Hell
it wasn't,
no.
man.
Well planned out. I mean, the acting part may have been official.
Where he went wrong was at the concert when he had the piece of paper and he was trying to clear up the rooms. He was like, okay, first off, I was not jumped, I was hanged. I am the gay Tupac. I fought back, bitch. That's where he fucked up at, in my opinion.
He said he did say he was the gay Tupac, didn't he?
Yeah.
He was feeling good that day. You know, one of his gay niggas called him, you did that. You said that shit. You was gay Tupac. You goddamn right you are. Jesse, that's amazing. Oh, that's fucked up. I feel like,
He going down.
you know,
He
yeah.
gotta pay some money.
He done. The show over.
But can
you
he
know.
bounce back, though? I think if he get a reality show, he can. If he get a reality show, he can. We'll forget anything with a reality show.
Don't nobody want to see no reality show. Empire was his reality show.
Would you do reality TV?
I don't know, man.
I mean, because, like, bro, like, I look at you, bro, like I told you, man, like, sit down, shorty be in tears. And it's like you having fun. It come natural. Like, you such a fucking hoe.
Yeah.
Man, like, you have
Shout out my
people
nigga
in,
David Lucas, man.
in tears, man. Like, does it feel like work for you?
Nah, not at all. And I think that, but it is hard work, but it's just a different kind of work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, people don't understand really I gotta decompress, bro. I gotta play a couple hours of video games only because, bro, my brain just don't stop. And people just don't understand that. Like, I'm a different type of, I have to, it's like landing a plane. You know what I'm saying? Like, my shit be so high, I have to decompress and come down and do something that has a quick reward missions type of thing. I love video games because of that reason, bro. My brain is constantly going and going and going. I got 4 or 5 projects I'm constantly working on, you know, producing this, I'm doing that. I got this podcast, I'm working on another podcast. I got Reggie Bo. I got, you know, it's just a lot. And so, you know, like, what I've done is I have created like a world for myself, and I'm just in it. And so that be hard sometimes because I got a family, so I gotta, you know, be social and be, you know, and I just be like, nigga, I be like, I'm on shrooms or some shit, just, you know what I'm saying?
Did anybody ever consider you like ADHD?
Nah, man. I went to like a super duper serious private school growing up, you know, but I lived in one of the worst hoods ever. So that juxtaposition was just kind of like, you know, that kind of made me the nigga that I am, which is like I got hella respect, you know, enough respect to be able to walk my streets, you know what I'm saying? But then also a business acumen that has been ingrained into me, and just a love of the process and understanding what I need to do to get things done. And I appreciate my parents for doing that, because to be that intelligent is such a commodity in comedy. I think that drugs and alcohol play a big part in why a lot of comics fizzle out, and it be because you do a lot of that stuff without training your brain, and you're just not going to be that smart no more, and the game is going to pass you by because you're just not that smart. Like, people don't understand it. It's like, I'll be watching some older comics, I'll be like, man, bro, like, the problem is just you're not that smart. I mean, I'm not trying to be like, you know what I'm saying, but it's like, bro, like, you have to, yeah, you got to train your brain, swell in my melon, you know what I'm saying? That's just the most important thing, man. It's like, look at Nas, he don't make a lot of club bangers and jams and all of that, but his brain is so respected. His perspective, it's not about being a genius. See, that's the, Harvard and all that, that's like being a genius to the European, Eastern, whatever type of standard. That's not applied knowledge. Intelligence is survival and a surplus of you being able to gather the things that you need in a manner that does not fizzle you out, bro. Like, you could be smart at, fucking Rubik's Cubes. You know what I'm saying? People respect that, but that ain't no class. It's just, it be motherfuckers who fucked up. Who be like, you know what I'm saying? Put that bitch together. And so, right, exactly. And so I think that, people gotta, when I say that you're not that smart, I mean that it's like, there are moves that gotta be made that people just aren't making. And what I'm not in the business of doing is having this success guilt. You know what I'm saying? Like, and, I think as a human, I've dealt with that. Like, dang, I feel bad that I have all of these opportunities and I make this kind of money in, but it's like, fuck that.
Yeah, why?
But I mean, but that's that.
Ain't nobody write these jokes, but
right?
you.
But that's a human thing, bro. You'd be surprised, man, how many people get there and they deal with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as my mom and my dad is straight, and they, I could help with bills, and I got a grandfather in the nursing home, and that shit costs money, and if I could do that, then it's like cool, and I'm cool. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, you have to learn how to be proud of yourself while still having compassion for other people, and it's a real thing, bro.
That shows that you have self-control.
Yeah.
And you love yourself, so you have a sense of self-worth, and then in turn, you get it out of other people.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
When you do a show like, Roast Me, do you ever worry about, being typecast? Like, being known as that guy?
Nah. I do be worried about hurting my niggas' feelings, though.
No, cause the dude with the pimple face,
Bruh, I'm gonna tell you something though. I went to detention for that.
Brody.
But see, Brody. First of all, Brody the noobs. You know what I'm saying?
Word.
Brody the noobs, bruh. And so we roast and all that shit. But I remember one time, I felt like, see, here go the thing. I roast niggas because I'm creative. I'm not a hateful nigga. Yeah. I'm very creative, and so when I roast niggas, I always come at it from a standpoint of like some creative way to parallel to you to something that you never thought you could be parallel. That's exciting to me. It's not about hurting niggas' feelings. And so I think that, it was one episode, it's like the last episode of the season that's coming out right now, season 4. So if you bought it, you saw it. But I got sent to detention. I've never been sent to detention. But it was like niggas, I roasted Brody, and then niggas started piggybacking on it, and then it started being like everybody was roasting Brody, and it just was like, dog, it just kind of made me sick to my stomach. I'm like, man, all right, bro. Like, god damn, like it ain't the art no more. You niggas is now I look like I'm in a group full of niggas with low self-esteem, and that's what bullies do. It ain't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, like, and so that was the episode that I got crowned the winner of the season. Yeah. And my spirit was fucked up. I was like, man, I'm sick of roasting these same niggas, dog, because I'm cool with these niggas. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dog, we need some new niggas, bro. I be begging to bring me a new nigga, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
But can you roast him?
No, I ain't about to roast this nigga, man. This nigga got these big, strong ass titties. This nigga finna Donkey Kong punch me.
No, sir, buddy. I'm the most I'm
hey, real
honest.
quick, you mentioned the nukes.
Right.
So, how'd you feel about Bootsy, and will you participate in the shimmy challenge?
All right, first of all, I'm not participating in no shimmy challenge. My shoulder just wasn't that cold. I can't even lie. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going to tell you some real shit. So I crossed in 06. And so, like, okay, so I'm a Kappa Alpha Psi, Noop, Delta Pi, Spring 06, Ace Club, Pole Mark. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, CP from DP, Michigan State, all of that. When we crossed, it was like, it was the end of just the throw the bows and, you know what I'm saying? And so I remember we went up to U of M, to Sigma chapter. We sitting there with the news from Alpha Beta, that's Wayne State, ET, that's Ferris, Delta Nu, that's Eastern Michigan. We all had a meeting at the Sigma chapter house, a few news from every chapter, because the new shimmy had came out. And we had to decide. We like niggas, we Detroit niggas. We like thug niggas a little bit. We smart. We all like it's like a bunch of niggas that's like ghosts from Power. You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's like, nigga, what the fuck? We got peacoats on and shit. You know, like nigga, you know, we sell a little weed. We doing all this. Like, nigga, are we about to do this?
Right.
And so niggas watching the YouTube video like, man, these niggas going crazy though. Like, nigga, look at the bitches though. The bitches is loving it. We like, I can't even do this shit though. You know what I'm saying? And some of my niggas went on to be cold at that shit. But I just remember that being funny, man. Like around that time, 06, 07, when it really went into that shimmy shit. As far as Boosie goes, man, you know, I don't know, man. If I was on the yard, undergrad, you know, I used to be real, like, you know, I don't know.
Y'all one-on-one?
No. What you mean we one-on-one?
You and Boosie.
Nah,
he
nigga.
did. He just standing on the yard and he.
Nah, wait a minute. Let me talk. He'll fuck around and then Boosie don't see the whole interview. He be like, "What the fuck these niggas say, dog? Come on, nah, you know what I'm saying? No, look.
Boosie, my guy, man.
I
love
fuck with
music.
Boosie.
Yeah,
so look,
yeah.
Boosie, and it's crazy. On my Twitter, I had just the day before that was like, "Yo, Boosie, one of my favorite niggas."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Boosie, but. If I was on the yard back then, I was a young noob. You know, we used to be pressing niggas like, "What the fuck? You ain't no real noob." That's what it was back then. Now, as an adult, I think it's funny. And you know, a couple of my like homegirls who was deltas and shit was like, "What you think about Boosie?" I'm like, "Well, he must have played at the same school Beyonce crossed Delta at." Cause you know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, you know, and we fuck with Boosie. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like, man, you know, I really fuck with Boosie. I think it was just funny, man. You know, you be in the frat, man. You see paper niggas, and I'm looking at them niggas. I'm like, nigga, I'd rather Boosie weird than your paper rat. But fuck it, you know. Like I said, I'm just one noob, just trying to do. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even got no shoulders, so you know, don't take my word for it. You know what I'm saying?
It's gonna be a hell of a money come up this homecoming season for Boosie.
Oh yeah,
everywhere as a chapter, you need to hit straight up.
Yeah, bro, for real. Hey, shout out to Boosie, man. Get that bag, man.
You gotta hit the airport.
All right, Lito. Have a safe flight,
big dog,
man.
Man, thank you, bro. Yes, sir. Yes,
Sure.
sir. You gonna make it through, man. The checkpoint. He got the luggage with the the fancy luggage.
He straight carry on. But yeah, man, you know, that shit is just, you know, it's all entertainment, man. Anytime we could be in the news and, you know, we ain't killed nobody, you know, shit like that, then we ain't got suspended. I'm cool with it, man.
Indeed.
So let me ask you this. What's been your biggest successful move of your career thus far?
Man, you know, I made a lot of money producing. I've also, you know, done some things. See, I'm gonna tell you the real. Like sometimes, bro, people do pilots, and they never come out, but you get paid from that, and you know you can use that money to do other stuff and really come up and make more money and invest in whatever. So success in that regard, you know, just my dealings with television networks and, you know, being able to sell shows. I think I've sold like 7 maybe shows at this point. I think that for me though, one of my bucket list things that was just very, very surreal was to be on HBO Def Comedy Jam. Mm-hmm. I think that, you know, it's like, man, I remember sitting at home watching it, and just being, you know, a kid, and then to be on it, people don't understand. So I went out to LA in 2015 to write this cartoon I was working on called Brightmore. We had P. Diddy producing with us. And so I was out there because of that. I had just sold the show, and I was, you know, out there writing it. But that's what I was out there for. So I'm in California. Nobody knows me for stand-up because I'm not famous. I'm just a stand-up. So I would write about 10 hours a day. You know, I was sleeping on one of my homeboys' couch, and then I would go out that night and just wait around trying to get stage time. And so I started heating up, you know. And I remember I was about to get on at All Def Comedy in front of Russell for the first time. So I hit up like Big Sean and a couple, called in some favors, you know, from my Detroit niggas who was out there. I'm like, yo, I just need y'all to roll with me. You know what I'm saying? Make me look like I'm somebody who they need to give a second listen to. Mm-hmm. You know, and Sean, that's my nigga. He was like, bet, you know, the whole crew, you know what I'm saying, came out. And I did the shit he said right with Russell. He was like, yo, this my nigga. You got to check him out. So Russell was like, all right, you know, and I'm murdering. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving them niggas some of that Detroit hi-ya, you know what I'm saying? And I even roasted Russell. I'm like, and it was crazy because back then I didn't even know nothing. But I was like, Russell love them young bitches. I'm like, you know, straight up. I'm like, Russell love the young bitches, you know. I'm like, you know, Russell, man, you can't even leave Russell around your bitch. He fuck around and put his legs behind his head and give your bitch straight dick to the stomach. Everybody was laughing, right? So then I'm like, yeah. So you know how
I just caught that too.
I'm very like fueled by the laughter at this point. So everybody dying. I'm like, yeah. And then, you know, the bitch go in the bathroom and say I'm gonna slip into something more comfortable. And she come out and Russell folded up on the bed looking like an Easter basket with a dick on it. Man. And so Andre Harrell, everybody like, what the fuck? Who is this nigga? And so that was like the beginning of the heat up. And people was like, yo, this nigga, you know. And so just, you know, I'm gonna be honest with you. Sometimes, man, I had to flex a little bit or cap a little bit to get the attention that I needed just so that I could show what I had. Indeed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I had to call Big Sean and them out, be like, yo, just made me look like they just never heard of me. And they, you know what I'm saying? He like, cool. And we did it. I backed it up, and I continued. Sometimes, man, it's like you want it that bad. I remember I was on Breakfast Club, and I was talking about pledging, and I was saying how I didn't have a GPA, but I told my teacher that I was going to space, and I needed him to change my grade. That nigga was like, that's pretty admirable. It's like, yeah, bitch, so change the grade so I can get on. Change my grade, nigga. To him, I'm on the moon right now.
Indeed.
You know what I'm saying?
So
but
look,
yeah, what's up?
Detroit representative. Day one, right?
Of course.
Detroit player, right?
Off top.
All right, so we're going to play a little game, right? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I'm so Detroit.
Ooh, I didn't know it was going to be this. I'm like,
yeah,
I better do good. All right, come on.
So look, we're going to take you back. We're going to see if you still remember. Because you out of
T-Baby.
L.A. now. You know T-Baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
All right. What's the real name for 5th Mile?
Finkel?
Ooh. What's the real name for 6 Mile?
McNichols?
Ooh, all right.
That's a trick question because the real name for McNichols is 6 Mile. But go ahead.
Huh? That's what I'm talking about. All right. So, BYOB Strip Club on Woodward. What's the name of it?
The Voo?
Hey, yo. He's solid. All right. What's the name of the hood on the east, the hood mall on the east side of town?
Eastland?
All right. Toughest one. You ready?
Yeah.
You got to get fresh. You got 3 choices. Where you going to get that drip? Sherman's, Mr. Allen's, or City Slickers? Ooh. Yeah.
What year was this question, bro? City Slickers?
We got Detroit now. We got Detroit listeners.
Okay, wait.
And as soon as we put the flyer up, Say you going to DM,
Okay.
you gotta ask him about this.
See, wait a minute, man. Cause see, I'm finna go to Somerset, Akarat, get my buffs together. First of all,
Okay.
you know, then I gotta probably go see my nigga Shant or cause I'm an old school nigga. I know niggas going to Golden Sun and all that, but I'm going to Shant, get my shit iced out, or holla my nigga Chris Smokes, give me a nice vintage pair. I ain't never been. I don't fuck with Shermans. I mean, Mr. Allen's cool for the sneakers, but I ain't finna, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, look, this Detroit brother said he said the shirt for cool sneaker. Know what he saying, man? Before you get your Air Forces and your Timbs from.
Yeah. For sure. And you get the bitch twofer. I don't know how the fuck they do that. I just realized Mr. Adams was selling stolen shit. I ain't never, nigga, buy one, get one. Like, nigga, on Air Force Ones? Fuck is you, money laundering? What the fuck does nigga do? All right, go ahead.
They call them fat heads up here, right? Air Force. Yeah. DC's and fat heads. Yeah.
Got you. Yeah.
What y'all call just Air Force?
Yeah, forces. You know what I'm saying? I got these little hardwood all-stars from like 2016. I'm stupid with the sneakers.
So are you a collector of those?
No, I just like these. Like the little hardwood piece come off.
Yeah.
And then you got like another, you know what I'm saying, some shit you could, but they just got the little taupe in the back, man. I just, you know, little exclusives, you know what I'm saying, a little taupe, you know what I'm saying, little Tony Braxton color. That's like Tony Braxton right there, a little bit. But yeah, so yeah, I know, but I fuck with I just fuck with Nikes, I fuck with Adidas, I just fuck with like shoes, man. That's like I don't know, man. When I was growing up, I ain't even want to fathom asking my mom for Jordans and shit. I didn't even want to hurt her feelings, you know what I'm saying. So I'm like, when I get some money, I'm just, you know, I told my wife, I'm like, whips and shoes, I don't want to hear shit. I might just pull up with a Corvette. Fuck it, this is my new shit. I don't know. Or I might pull up with some Off-White. Just like, leave me the fuck alone. I never could afford it. You know what I'm saying? That's when I live like a dope nigga. That's all. And just not go to jail. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Them bitches hard.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah. What's them, the Griffies?
Nah, these the up-tempo joints, I think. I don't even know the name of these, man.
Them bitches hard.
Yeah,
Them with some Pippins or some Charles Barkley?
What are these, man?
Is
I know
them
they
Barkleys?
Nah, they ain't Barkleys. I'm gonna look them up.
Who the fuck wore them? See, I liked it back then. It'd be like, it wasn't the nigga's shoe, it's just who wore them. You know what I'm saying? I was like, who be wearing them? And then that's how you knew. Which one? Like the Shaq Gnosis and all that? Or the, they wasn't for me. But it was like, you know, that was more like a big titty nigga shoe. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, them bitches look sweet, but a little nigga, like, man, take that shit off.
But the Dennis Robbins, though.
I had a pair of them, the ones that lace on the side.
The
yeah,
Air Barrage joints.
Air Barrage, okay.
I don't know who won. But yeah, man.
Man, dog. Yeah, bro, and I fuck with that. I got some, what did I get recently? What's my latest pickup? I got some Detroit Pumas. These Detroit Distinct Life Rick Williams Pumas, pretty exclusive.
What colors though?
Like black and yellow.
Okay.
Yeah, like, you know, everybody had edition, like Sean, you know, just a bunch of like Detroit artists. Damn, what's my last pair of shoes? I ain't get them Off-White 5s. Somebody working on them for me though. I might get them from All-Star Weekend.
I want them threes that just came out. Them reds.
The red ones? Yeah, I think I might get them too.
So you can help me out.
What's up?
I got a flat foot.
The fuck?
Damn, I just looked down. You got them big ass boots on. Huh?
Birdman lugs.
I call them the robber nigga and don't runs.
Daggone right, because these joints heavy as
right,
hell.
no. Give me that shit. All right, carry on. That's crazy. Yeah. That's crazy. Man, bro. I'm not, bro. I'm not about to. Nah, bro.
He's a professional, bro.
Hey.
I used to joke.
I ain't gonna hurt the nigga feelings, man. Them the COs though. Them the COs. You know what I'm saying? Get back in there, huh? Here come them boots. Them boots come with a badge.
Kareem Saeed ass
They got a
nigga.
little pocket for sneaking in weed and shit. Them the CO boots. Them bitches, it's crazy, bro. And they got an air bubble for what? Why they do the air bubble in the boot? They was trying to do something new.
Boots.
They knew the big that they was like when they unveiled it, they was like, the big titty niggas are gonna love these. See it now. Big titty nigga with the air bubble is like, you walk right in like, oh my God. Can I see those? What size shoe you wear? Flat 12, huh? what do flat-footed mean? So when you walk, you just be like, slap, slap, slap. Like,
No, it's more like
you should probably tap dance. You should probably tap dance, cause if they like that, you can tap them hoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be shy, bro.
not
Tap
in
your
these
feet.
bitches though. They too.
Oh no, not
too
in them.
heavy.
Not in them. Not in them. Them are like you build tires in those. like you make tires for monster trucks and them bitches. You know what I'm saying? Come back tomorrow. I had that 55-inch tire for you tomorrow. That's what it look like. I
No
like them bitches.
construction though. No construction.
No construction. Hell no, because
Nah.
they be like, why you wearing those nice boots with the air bubble? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. They will
Nah.
roast my ass in the construction site.
No,
Why
bro,
they
but
need
them like if you was to take the trash out for like a janitorial service, like, you know what I'm saying, it's cold. I said, you just show, like, I'm just here to do the trash. And they be like, he got the boots on. You know, like, them bitches hard, bro. You can't, them like, you put them on if you don't trust somebody in your house, because you can't sneak nowhere with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you be talking, wait. What are you doing? Them bitches, them the fee-fi-fo farms. He got the fee-fi-fo farms on. Can he get the fee-fi-fo farms in a size 12, please? 2 niggas came out carrying the box and shit. Where you want it? Put it in my trunk.
The FIFA. So look, man, this is my last question, man.
Nigga.
This is my last question
What's
for you,
up?
man. How do you want to be remembered?
You know, I used to want to be the funniest, man. And then I realized that funny is always going to change. You know, I used to want to be the richest, but, you know, that's like, nigga, you could be rich and get disrespected, and then you just crying with your money. You know what I'm saying? Like man, I think I want to be one of the most creative. Like, I think that, you know, Einstein was a genius as it pertained to physics and things of that nature. Benjamin Franklin, you know, was remembered for that, and electricity and all of that. But I think that, you know, the creative genius is forgotten. And so I just want to make sure that I can somehow put a stamp on that. Like, I feel like creatively, I think that my career is gonna go places. You know, I plan on being like the Black Depp, being able to peel off the layers of what you know me as and just show something completely different, man. I think that, you know, I just want to be remembered as somebody who changed the scope. No different than a Spielberg, or no different from a Johnny Depp, or, you know, just, you know, shows like Game of Thrones that just defined an era and a time and changed the direction. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, shit like that. That's what I want to be remembered for.
I got one last question because I know we got to. This is a real important question.
He worked on this all week.
I did. I worked on it. If you had to give up one thing, what would it be? Writing, acting, or comedy?
Writing. And the only reason I say that is because I can't not perform, and I can't not act. And so I would just, what people perceive to be freestyle everything I did. That way I could still get my ideas conveyed as if I wrote it, and then I would be able to perform it and then still do comedy. Writing is like, if I lose my arms, you know what I'm saying, I can't write, then I still gotta get it out.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Look, bro, I want to thank you.
man,
Straight
bro.
up. You're a real one.
Man.
You're a real one, man.
Real,
Appreciate you answering the call, man, and just being humble, being open, bro. Like, straight up, it mean a lot.
Yeah, man.
Any way we can support you, man, hold you down, man. Just shoot it to us,
Bro,
man.
I got tickets for the show for all y'all, man. Y'all come to the show
Hey,
tonight, man.
So,
Yeah, check
For
your boy
sure.
out, man. It
So-
ain't cap. You feel me?
indeed. So look, man, before we get out of here, man, tell people what you got coming up, how they can see, how they can link with you, all that, bro.
Yeah, man. They can link with me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all at Comedian CP, YouTube, Comedian CP, Instagram, at ReggieBo420 for his updates. I'm gonna start an OnlyFans, so it'll probably be up by then for Reggie Bo. OnlyFans.com, ReggieBo420 for OnlyFans. And I have like exclusive content on there. Ain't gonna be no butt naked shit, but it's just like fuck it. That's where motherfuckers is at.
Puppet
and
fucking.
then puppet. It ain't gonna be no puppet fucking, but I might fuck some. You know what I'm saying? Like I might have it. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, so there's that, and then I got some things coming out, man. I just I can't talk about them yet. So
Indeed.
it's like, fuck.
Indeed. I wish. Indeed. Hey, look, man, it's the big homie, CP.